Well, from the time he jumped into the cart with the mini trotters, there's been no doubting the talents of Chris Geary. He continues to go from strength to strength, along with his partner, Ashley DeLosa. And I caught up with Chris, have a chat about those early days and how things are faring now. Well, Chris, as a little fella, you were always determined to make a big go of it as far as harness racing was concerned, coming through the minis and maxis with an outstanding reputation.
Yeah, I suppose we're really lucky early on. Both those platforms, they do such a great job, getting you ready pretty much for those older years, and they really give you that chance to get around the tracks and see what it's all about.
Chris, from the time I can remember doing interviews with Luke McCarthy going back probably 15 years ago or more, you were always 3 or 4 steps away, hanging on to his every word.
Yeah, for sure. Luke's been a massive mentor of mine right from the get-go. Been really lucky that, to spend a lot of time out there, and for someone like him to give you the time as well has been really good. And can't thank him and the family enough.
And it paid off, Chris, because you ended up being employed by them.
Yeah, for sure. I suppose I didn't really have a choice. They couldn't get me to go home, so they probably just thought we'd better give this kid a job. He won't go home anyway. So I was really lucky and learnt a lot. And there's probably not too many better people to learn from.
Chris, back to December 2013, a very special day in your career. You drove a winner at Bankstown at only a handful of starts. In fact, it was only a week after getting your licence, and it was, more importantly, it was for your dad.
Yeah, for sure. It was funny how that played out. I probably had a few better chances earlier on in the week, the first few drives, and just didn't really pan out. But I guess it was just probably meant to be that way. And it was a night I'll never forget. I think it was Trill Memorial night, and horse raced really well. And like you said, to win first race for Dad was even better.
Yeah, Western Gales was the horse in question. No doubt there's still a big photo up on the wall.
Yeah, I think there's one there somewhere, yeah. He was an honest old horse and won his fair share of races and done a good job.
Chris, for such a young fella, you've got a wonderful list of credits, including running second to Todd McCarthy in the juniors driver, and then you won it for the next 2 years.
Yeah, no, I was really fortunate. Obviously, those early first few years, Toddy was really kicking on and getting on a lot of good horses, and just couldn't quite seem to beat him. But as he sort of progressed through and out of the junior drivers, I guess I sort of had my chance there, and got really lucky. I had a lot of good owners and trainers that kept putting me up every week, and I was privileged enough to be able to win that.
Chris, at the tender age of 20, you're the quickest to chalk up 500 winners in New South Wales, an outstanding achievement. Yeah,
that was something that was actually a little bit unexpected. It's probably not something you keep a big tally on or sort of look at week to week, but I was quite surprised and very privileged. Like I said, it's got a lot to do with the horses and the trainers and that I was driving for, which always makes it easier.
Chris, you finished third in the Australian Driving Championship. 2 handy blokes beat you, both by the name of Chris Alford and Chris Lewis. Just 2 legends.
Yeah, for sure. I think I actually started off quite well that night and held the lead probably right up until the last couple of races. And those guys, they're great to drive against and hang around. I think I learnt a hell of a lot from them just from that weekend away and spending some time with them and getting a bit of insight into their lives. I'm sure it really all helps.
Wonderful achievement it must have been, representing New South Wales along with Todd McCarthy, the Australasian Driving Championships.
Yeah, well, I think we're both lucky enough to do it a couple times. And like I said, it's the same as the Australian Driving Championship, just getting away with a whole new bunch of drivers and learning a bit about their lives and what goes on. And it was really good.
2017, just 4 years into your driving career virtually, you chalked up your first Group 1 win, the Bathurst Golf Tiara, with My Sweet Chili Filly.
Yeah, she was a special filly as a 2-year-old and probably even more special to me. She just had that knack of just being such a brilliant early 2-year-old, had such high speed and was so strong. She was probably just better than that class at that year, and I was lucky enough that Shane and Lauren Tritton trusted me to drive her, and was really privileged to be able to win that.
Chris, what does it feel like going out to compete in a Miracle Mile, the 2017 edition? You did finish last with Salty Robin, but being out there in the race, won by Lenny the Shark with all those great horses, great drivers, must be a great thrill.
Yeah, for sure. Something I'll never forget. It was just a different feeling to just being out even walking around at the start before the race to just a normal Saturday night. It was quite quiet and a little bit eerie out there, but yeah, to get that experience, and like you said, although I think he made a break early and ended up last, it was still a really good experience.
Chris, you started to look for a life change about 12 or so months ago. You headed to Queensland and was enjoying a lot of success, particularly with Jack Battler.
Yeah, for sure. Can't thank Jack and his wife Tara enough for looking after me in Queensland. Great horse people, and Jack does a super job with his team up there. And yeah, it was really good, really refreshing, and really enjoyed the racing up there. It was just a new outlook on everything and new experience. And yeah, I'd love to get back there one day maybe.
Chris, you also met your partner, Ashley DeLosa, in Queensland, a Queensland girl, and she's been doing wonderful things since making the move with you to New South Wales. How many horses do you have in work now?
Yeah, Ash is she's doing an awesome job. She's a super hard worker. She probably does about 80% of the work and leaves me just 20, maybe even 10 sometimes. But she's doing a super job. Got about 12 in work at the minute. It's probably not a bad number for us. We seem to be able to manage that not too bad. But yeah, Ash is doing a super job. Just got a trial license, so yeah, I'm sure she's looking forward to that.
Chris, she's also been a very important rock in your life, because the reason you had to leave Queensland to come back to New South Wales because of the illness of your father John, and all the racing family were certainly behind you at those particular difficult stages of your life. And unfortunately John lost his life recently, but it must have been wonderful to have all the support of the industry helping you.
Oh, for sure. Probably hadn't had a better chance to thank everybody that did send a message or reach out in some way to lend a hand. And I think Maria Farina was a massive part of that. She was just amazing with all the help that she done for us and what she did. And yeah, just can't thank everybody enough.
What do you think you'll take from your father's life and go forward with as far as advice, Chris?
Oh, I think the biggest thing that he ever did is, no matter what you did, whether you could have won 3 races or you could have run 3 last in a night, and he just, every day's a new day, and you just got to get up and work harder. And I think that was probably the best thing he ever taught me is, life goes on, and at the end of the day, you just don't want to have anything to look back on and regret.
I knew John for many, many years, Chris, and I don't think I ever saw his mood change.
Yeah, for sure. I did a few times, but it was probably self-inflicted. But yeah, no, he just had a great temperament with, especially with us kids. There was nothing that, if we wanted, that he wouldn't do his best to give us. So we were really fortunate like that. And there was barely a race meeting went by without Dad being there to support you. So yeah, I was really lucky in that aspect.
Well, his memory will live on, because he was one of nature's gentlemen, highly thought of in the harness racing industry. Chris, continue good luck, especially with your association now with Ashley, and I hope there's plenty of winners coming from the stable.
Thanks very much, man.